welcome to my channel Online Media. Please subscribe my channel for the latest news and updates. Iran acknowledgement that it shot down the Ukrainian airliner, killing 176 people, raises the new challenges for the Islamic Republic, both externally aimed amid tensions with the US and internally as it deals with the growing discontent from its people. The country did itself do not fear by having its air crash. Investigators, government officials and diplomats denied for days that missiles downed the flight, through a commander said Saturday that he had raised that possibility to his superiors as early as Wednesday, the day of the crash, while its parliamentary revolutionary guard took responsibility. The same commanders claimed it warned Tehran to close off its airspace amid fears of the US retaliation over Iran launching ballistic missiles at Iraqi bases housing US forces. That retaliations never came, but the worries proved to be enough to allegedly scare a missiles battery into opening fire on a Boeing 737 operated by the Ukrainian International Airlines. Wider happens between the Iran and the US inflamed after Iran top general was killed in Iraq by a US drone strike January 3 have for the movement acclaimed. However, President Donald Trump moved to the impose new sanctions on the Tehran and Friday his administration targeted Iran metals industry, a major employer. Meanwhile, thousands of the additional US forces remains in the midst atop of the network of the Americans bases surrounding Iran. Despite the Tehran's demands, the US leaves the region. That sets the stage for Iran further steps away from its 2015 nuclear deals with the world power. On a second, Trump unilaterally withdrew the US from his May 2018 over his concerns it did not go far enough in restraining Tehran. Iran said after the targeted killing of General Qasem Soleimani that it would no longer abide by any of its limits, while saying United Nations inspectors could continue their work. Further steps could spark an Israeli strike if it feels Iran is close to developing nuclear weapons, something Tehran deems it wants, but the West fears could happen. Iran, through Foreign Minister Mohammad Javad Zarif, has sought to offer a legal justification for its decisions following Soleimani death, including the missile strikes on Iraqi bases housing US troops that caused two casualties. Now the country must contend with the repercussions of its officials' wrong-headed denials. In the days after the plane crash, there was been no missiles launched in that area at that time, said Hamid bin Jiyad, Iranian ambassador to the United Kingdom, in an interview Friday with Sky News, calling a further question on the allegations absolutely unacceptable. Then the story changed earlier Saturday morning with the Iran General Staff of its armed forces saying the flight had been targeted unintentionally due to the human error. Bayi-ed-Nijad later apologized on Twitter. In my statement yesterday to the UK media, I conveyed the officials' findings of responsibility authorities in my country that missiles could not be fired and hit the Ukrainian plane at that period of time. He wrote, I regret for conveying such wrong findings. Ultimately, the God answers slowly to the Supreme Leader Ayatollah Ali Khomeini, but Khomeini himself only Saturday acknowledged the missiles strike, citing the report by the Iran Conventional Armed Forces. Yet even the army statement itself raises a question, as it said the flight moved very close to a sensitive military spot belonging to the Guard. The altitude and the directions of the flight movement were like an enemy target, so the aircraft was targeted unintentionally due to the human error. The statement read, that despite the flight date of every Ukrainian international airlines flight out of the Tehran since early November show Wednesday. Flight tracking website Flight Radar 24 planes leaving Imam Khomeini airport routinely take off going west as the Ukrainian flight did. 9 other flights flew out of the airport early Wednesday morning before the Ukrainian airlines as well as without encountering trouble. The guard claims it asked Iranian authorities to shut down airspaces in Tehran aimed the ballistic missile strikes and the fears of the reprisals, but nothing happened. Analysts have questioned the decisions not to close Tehran airspace in the days after the shoot down. The first thing of the country should do in case of the escalation of the military conflict is to close the sky of civilian flights, said retired Ukrainian General Ohar Romanenko, a military analyst. But this entails serious financial losses, fines, and the forfeits. Therefore, a cynical approach the prevailed in Iran. The Guard has wide autonomy in Iran. It prides itself on its aggressive posture, whether having tense encounters with the U.S. Navy in the Persian Gulf or shooting down a U.S. military surveillance drone last summer. Concerns about the aggregation saw the U.S. Federal Aviation Administration's reissues a warning about a flight over Iran just days before the shootdown. Welcome to my channel Online Media. Please subscribe my channel for the latest news and updates.